Now we are moving to another example. In this example, gradually I want to show you the difference between people in risk taking. For example, some people, they like to take more risk, of course, with the hope of getting more return. And some people, they prefer the less return because they don't like to have the higher risk. So now we want to know that how is the utility shape of the risk lover person, how is the utility shape of the curve of risk averse person. So again, before going to the detail of our topic, we start with this example. The example is about the person. For example, the person name is Irma, and Irma has the initial wealth value equal to $40. So Irma can take two options. In the first option, she can just let the initial wealth to be and do nothing with it. So at the end, of course, he's gonna have the wealth amount equal to 40 units only. She has the second option that she can invest these 40 units of wealth into the stock market, or she can buy share. And then, of course, once she's buying the share, then it means that she's bringing in some risk. It is possible that the value of the shares are increasing, so it means that she gains success. And with the success, the wealth amount will increase to 70 units. Or it is possible that the share price will be reduced and the wealth amount will drop to 10 units. So now we want to compare these two options. So the first option is just keep the first value, keep the same amount of wealth, do nothing. The second option is to invest and buy some share. So once we want to compare these two situations, so it means that we have to calculate the first expected value. So let's calculate the expected value to see what is happening. So I put expected value of opt1, means option 1. So how much is that? Do we have the concept of expected value for option 1? Expected value is exactly equal to confirmed value because we don't have any risk. And then it is exactly equal to 40 units. How about the second option? The second option, the expected value of option 2 is equal to, we have to calculate the expected value. So it means that the probability multiplied by the value is 70 units of wealth plus probability multiplied by the value of a failure, which means that the wealth will drop to 10 units. How much will be? Again, it's equal to 40. So it means that the confirmed value that it is no risk is 40, and the expected value, it means that taking the risk is also 40 units. So now, we go one step further and we associate this amount of wealth with the utility that this person can get out of this wealth. If you remember from the micro module, we introduced the concept of utility curves to you. So it means that we were saying that we assume that the consumer can consume between two particular goods, and based on the amount that she can consume from these goods, the consumer can get a certain amount of utility. So as long as the utility is remaining the same, so there should be a trade-off between the amount of the consumption of these two goods. So now, since the consuming a product or two products is giving the utility to the consumer, so here having a wealth, having some income is giving a utility to the consumer again. Because at this situation, we assume that wealth is playing the role of the product as well. So it means that we know that with every associated wealth, there is the amount of utility. And then, of course, once we have the concept of expected value of the wealth, so it means that automatically we're going to have the concept of expected value of the utility. So now let's say that, for example, we imagine that if the initial value is equal to 40, so then the utility amount of the wealth of 40, for example, is equal to 120 according to the textbook. So now we want to calculate the expected utility of the expected value of the wealth. Here, since the wealth is confirmed, this 120 is confirmed utility. Confirmed utility. But in this scenario, in option 2, since we have the expected value concept, means that expected value of the wealth, so for the utility, we're going to have the expected value of utility. So it means that if we want to know that how much is the expected value associated with this expected value of wealth, we have to calculate the utility of these two options. Utility of these two options. So it means that we have to know that if the person is getting success in the investment and this person is earning 70 units of wealth, so how much is the utility associated with this 70 amount of wealth? So let's say that we are assuming that the amount of the utility is equal to 140. And how much is the amount of utility associated with wealth of 10? And then we assume that, for example, this is 70 units of utility. So this too is given to us. We assume that as long as we know the amount of the wealth, we can calculate the utility associated with this wealth. So is it a confirmed value? Yes. So till here is a confirmed value. So the expected value of the utility is coming here, that we have to bring in the concept of probability as well. So once we want to calculate the expected value of utility, so it means that we put probability of the first situation, which is the situation of success, multiplied by the utility of the wealth of success, which is 70. So the utility of the wealth of success plus the probability of the failure multiplied by the utility of the failure. So it means that utility of a value of the wealth which is for the failure. Am I right? So now the values are given. So it means that utility of 70 is equal to 140. So we can put here 140 plus the utility of 10 is given 70. How much is this? 70 is equal to 105. So this 105, what is it? Is the expected value of the utility. So now let's compare option 1 with option 2. Option 1 is a confirmed option. We have a confirmed wealth of 40 units, and then we have a confirmed utility of 120. Second option, we don't have anything confirmed. We have the expected value of the wealth. So here is expected value of wealth. So the expected value of the wealth is equal to 40, again is exactly equal to the confirmed value of the wealth. But since we have the expected value, so we should have the concept of expected utility as well. So how to calculate it? We calculate the probability multiplied by utility of the success plus probability of the failure multiplied by the utility of the failure. And then the total amount will be 105. So if you want to compare these two scenarios, you can see in the second scenario, which is investing in the shares, since the concept of risk is coming, so that's why the utility is less than the utility of the confirmed value of the wealth. Although the value of the wealth is in both scenarios is remaining the same, 40 units. But here, since we have the risk, so that's why the utility has dropped to 105. Now, once the wealth value is the same, so wealth is the same. So we know that the confirmed utility, confirmed U, is bigger than expected utility. So confirmed utility is bigger than expected utility. So in this situation, the person is risk averse. If the person is risk averse, this person wants to compensate the risk and wants to make sure that he's ready to he wants to take the risk, he wants to go for the second option, but this person wants to make sure that he's getting the amount of utility which is exactly equal to the confirmed utility. So it means that the utility of the confirmed is 120, the utility of the expected value of utility is 105. This person is a risk-averse person. For the risk-averse person, this person wants to make sure that the amount of the utility which is gaining is equal to 120. So this person is ready to pay one amount. The amount that person is ready to pay is called risk premium. So that's why the concept of risk premium is not a risk, it's the amount of the wealth or income that you are ready to pay to make sure that you get the same utility amount as confirmed utility.